I'm going to show you how I'm booking 5 meetings per day using a secret LinkedIn strategy that nobody is talking about. You see, we are in the golden age of LinkedIn where literally anybody can become a somebody overnight. Now, you definitely don't want to miss this opportunity while the window is still here. So I'm going to show you how I am building my following on LinkedIn and turning my followers into clients so that you can steal my strategies and use it for yourself. Now, I like to keep things simple. So to use the strategies, there is really only 3 steps you need to understand. That's going to be number 1, understanding your offer. Number 2, content that you're going to be creating. And number 3, some kind of sales mechanism in order to turn that follower into a client. Now, I want to start with the first one, which is going to be the offer, right? Now, this is where most people get confused, especially if you are starting out. An offer is essentially just understanding who it is that you want to work with, right? And what are you selling to them? That's pretty much all it is. Where people get it wrong is that they don't have a clear idea on who they're targeting. So they're targeting everybody. But if you're targeting everybody, you're not really targeting anybody, right? And so that's the big mistake that everybody makes. So even if you make content, and you try to reach out to people and DM them and whatever it is, right? It's not gonna work unless you have a crystal clear idea in your head who exactly you wanna go after. And number 2, what you are selling is pretty vital actually, because if you're selling something that nobody wants, nobody cares about, and just not something people will pay money for, it doesn't matter how good your content is, nobody will buy. And so it's combining these 2 things of who are you selling to, what are you selling, does what you're selling actually have a demand for your target demographic? And if it does, great, you're off to the next step. And to validate whether or not your offer works, number 1, you can talk to customers yourself and get feedback. And if you haven't really got any meetings quite yet, number 2 is you just look online to see what other people are offering and basically see who they're targeting, see what they're selling, and kind of take inspiration from that and create something for yourself. When you're starting out, there's no real original offer, right? Everyone's doing a lead gen agency, SEO, right? It's pretty much the same thing. So, don't think because other people are doing it, you can't do it too. It's all fair game because, nothing is original in this world. So like I promised at the beginning of the video, I want to share how I am personally generating these meetings and how I am building my brand. So you could basically directly copy from it. And I know it works because I'm actively doing it every day, right? So the offer that I am offering is going to be called Founder X. And essentially what it is, it's a program that essentially helps people go from taking their skills that they have maybe from their 9 to 5 and turning it into a business. And it's also for people who already have some kind of business, that they're already selling a skill, or maybe they're a coach or consultant, and they just want to figure out how to build a brand, a personal brand, and get more clients, right? These 2 type of demographics typically have the same problem, right? They need to build a personal brand, generate leads, and close more deals, right? So let's follow the 2 instructions that I've talked about. Do we know who I'm targeting? Yes, there's 2 type of ideal avatars that have the same problem. How am I solving this problem? It's going to be the Founder X coaching program, right? So these 2 things already work. I already have clients that have got results, so I already proven this offer already works. And if you want to check it out, just go on founderx.net to see more. So how does this relate into LinkedIn, right? Now, for me personally, I have a unique advantage in that I have a big YouTube following, over 250,000 subscribers at the time of this recording, right? And so what I personally do is this. I create content on YouTube, and then what I do is I'm going to link my LinkedIn profile in the description, and from there people are either going to type my name on LinkedIn or they're going to click the link, and then they are going to go to my LinkedIn profile, right? And from there what ends up happening is that they're going to connect with me, they're going to follow me, they're going to check out my content, and maybe visit my website. But the most important thing is to get that eyeball onto my profile, and I'll explain why it's so important in a second. Now, to optimize that process a little further, maybe instead of putting the link itself here, I should probably just say, hey guys, find me on LinkedIn, and they have to type it in manually. The problem on YouTube is that if you put the link here, then it's going to break their session duration, meaning the algorithm on YouTube is going to say like, oh, maybe this video is not as good because they're clicking off, right? Those are some optimizations I definitely, I'm going to consider over the next few weeks, but it doesn't matter. For now, you have to understand that people are going to my profile. Now, once somebody is on my profile and they follow me, what ends up happening is that they're going to scroll down and they're going to see all the content I post, right? Now, the key to making all of this work on LinkedIn is really just posting once per day. That's all it really takes, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a busy founder, you have a 9 to 5 job, I don't care. Just post 1 post per day. It's not that hard, right? A lot of times it can just be text in the picture. It can just be text itself. It could be a video as well. There's many different formats that you can use, but at the end of the day, post 1 per day for many months and you definitely find some kind of results. So what are the strategies that I personally use so you can copy it, right? Well, for me, what I do is I like to take my most popular content on YouTube and I really just repost it on LinkedIn and I write a new summary of it, right? So you can see the last post I put out 17 hours ago. Essentially, I took one of the best posts I had on YouTube when it comes to a YouTube short, and then we basically written a summary of the main point of this post, and it seems to do pretty good. I'll also just do, long posts of just things I'm thinking about and posting a picture there. And, the tip I've learned is that sometimes you use a picture that is related to your post. Like, let's say if you're talking about how to generate leads, you can have like infographics and stuff, right? Now, I've personally found that when I'm just taking pictures of me at a cafe or me on vacation or me doing something that's kind of interesting, it's kind of like a pattern interrupt. So this is literally me at a cafe, and my girlfriend took this picture, and it's just like, this little part of the cafe. And we were just like, oh, that looks pretty nice. Snap a pic. Nothing more to it, right? And I just post these kind of pictures and it does really well on LinkedIn. So again, like this other post here where I'm talking about like, it's more of an inspirational post, right? Because I'm trying to motivate people to be more entrepreneurial and be their own boss, right? So it's literally me at a cafe with a cappuccino. And you can see like literally people in the back, sitting there as a cafe, right? And so why does it work for me? Well, it's because when I am, selling the idea of like working for yourself, working from anywhere in the world, a lot of times when you actually pull this off, and for me, I'm living in Vietnam, right? So I'm actually living that life. You're kind of working at different cafes and stuff during the day. So by me taking a picture of my actual everyday life, it kind of tells that story and it all ties in together. Now for you, it may be a little different. It depends on what you're selling, right? And so for me, this works because, I help people build a business online, sell skill online, work from anywhere in the world, you basically make internet money. And so it ties everything together, right? So you got to find like what works for you. And I'll give you a tip when it comes to content, and it's just the easiest way to format your content, right? All you really need to do is understand your prospects enough to know what their pains are. And then in your post, whether it's a video or a long form post or even a short one, all you're doing is solving that pain. Pain, solution, why it's important. So almost every single one of my posts, you'll see me follow this format. Now, I'll use different templates and structures, but the main structure of pain, solution, why, it's pretty much always there. And I'll give you another, inside secret. My YouTube videos, the one you're watching right now, it's the same exact format. When I go into, a point in my video or when I talk about the video, I usually start with a problem, solution, and why, right? It might be like, oh, most people try to generate leads on LinkedIn, but they fail. Here's why. Problem, solution, why. So you can kind of see in this post I posted here, I said, I made 6 figures in tech sales after graduating, but I wasn't happy. So it's like the hook, right? It's like, how can you not be happy when making 6 figures in tech sales? So I go into the whole problem, then I go into the solution of how I was able to build a business online and live the life of my dreams. Pain, solution, why, right? Why is it important for the audience to understand this message? Because they want to do the same thing. Chances are, you might have a job, maybe you're getting paid well, but you're trying to figure out how to do something on your own. So if I've done it and I've shown, with proof that I did it myself, then chances are you're going to like that content because it resonates with you, right? Or even if you're an individual like coach or consultant or service provider, maybe you're on your path, maybe you have a couple clients, but you're just stuck at that sales part where you can't generate leads and you can't build your personal brand. And I know a lot of people are stuck in that. And so when they see what I'm doing and they see that, my content is resonating with them, they want to do something similar as well, right? So at the end of the day, you're kind of just creating content for your younger self, right? What is something that you wish you knew when you were starting out? Write it in a way that takes out all the jargon, make it extremely simple, that you're just talking to another human being. And chances are someone is going to connect with it and they're going to want to work with you. And that's really the secret. It's not much of a secret to it, right? But now I'm going to give you the hack of like, okay, you're getting content, but how do you actually turn this into dollars, right? So this is the key sales LinkedIn selling system that I've been developing over quite some time, and I'm gonna share with you all in this video for free. When it comes to selling to people on LinkedIn specifically, there's 3 types of triggers that a prospect will, activate that will essentially have them raise their hand so that you can reach out to them, right? So the 3 are gonna be this: people that connect with you, people who engage with your content, which is liking and commenting, and also people who have viewed your profile, which is why I said in the beginning, this is going to be so important. So going in my specific profile, and this is the process that me and my team do every single day. First, we go to my network, and what we look for is all the people that have connected with us, right? And you see, every day, because I'm channeling people from my YouTube to my LinkedIn, and I'm also creating LinkedIn content to build a following on LinkedIn as well, people are viewing my profile every day, and every day people are wanting to connect with me, right? So this guy over here, he connected with me, and I can accept, right? This guy over here also today, yeah, connected with me. So you can see all these people connected with me. So what we essentially do is we look at, okay, with our ideal customer in mind, this is why the offer part of the video is so important. Who are we looking to talk to? We're looking for entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, freelancers, contractors, selling their skills online, trying to build a personal brand. And we're also looking for people who have a high income, role at a company, who want to transition into becoming their own boss, right? So these type of people already have money to afford the program that we have. So if they can't afford it, then it doesn't make sense for us to continue the conversation. But if it is a good fit, I'll be like, okay, cool. Let's say, business development consultant. Okay, it might be interesting. So I might accept this person and just have a conversation with them to see and understand why they connected with me, right? So these are going to be the lowest hanging fruit, because when somebody, sends a connection request to you, you can accept like, 50 to 100 of these a day. But when you're reaching out to someone who's not connected with you, you can only do around 40 a day, right? And so let's go into the next type of person. That is people that have engaged with me. So when I go to my, let's say my latest post, right? And I'm looking here and I'm seeing, all these people commenting, and I'm also seeing all these people that liked my post. So I'm going to go through this list to see, again, who is going to be a good ideal fit for my basic products, right? And if they're interesting, what I'll do is I'll go on their profile, and if I'm not already connected with them, I'll send them a connection request. And again, you can only do 40 of these a day. So you want to just go through your last post and just look at who is engaging with you. And a lot of times you'll find new people engaging every single day, assuming your audience is growing. From there, the last piece is people that viewed your profile, right? And so this is why it's so important when I said, okay, I'm getting my YouTube viewers to go on my LinkedIn. Because on LinkedIn, when somebody watches or likes, I don't really know who they are. And even if they comment, there's no way for me to have a conversation with them. So I get them on LinkedIn, and what ends up happening is I can see every single person that has viewed my profile by the minute, right? And so anybody who looks interesting to me, someone that I want to talk to, I'm going to click on their profile, I'm going to connect with them, and I'm going to send them a message, okay? And in the message, it's really on the DMs, right? So the flow of how this works is they engage with my content, they view my profile, what I just said before. I message them on the DMs, and the next step is from talking with them, I'm going to see if it's a good fit on both sides. And then from there, I'll book a call with them to talk more about how I can help them. So it's really a 3-step process. So every day, we have people, and myself as well, doing this, right? We're DMing people. So every day, we're trying to reach out to, 40 people going out, and then 50 to 100 people coming in if we can get enough, right? And so if you kind of do the math, and every day it's not going to be maxed out, just FYI, okay? But even if you're only connecting with 40 people a day, 40 times 30 is still 1,200 people that have already engaged with your content. So the key differentiator with this strategy versus other lead generation strats is that it's not cold. You're only going after people that already know who you are. So the chances of them accepting your connection request, the chances of them responding to your DMs, and the chances of them booking a call significantly higher compared to if you just sent a cold email to somebody, right? So this is what people in the industry call inbound led outbound, where you're creating content, attracting people to come to you, and then you're going out to reach out to them, right? And so the structure of how we approach the conversations once somebody messages us, it's really 3 steps. I really like these 3-step simple formula. So if you really like this style, let me know in the comments. We start with a basic intro. Then we talk about some kind of data or observation that we make based on their profile. Again, because we're on LinkedIn, we can see all this stuff. And number 3, we have some kind of insight or question that will spark the conversation and continue it, right? So for the first line, we usually like to do, hey, John, really great connecting with you here, man. And that's pretty much it, right? Or if they connected with us, it'll be like, hey, Sally, really good connecting with you. And that's it. Very basic conversational. And then the next sentence, we would make a data point or observation. And I would say something like, hey, I saw that you helped, people with their YouTube channels like grow on YouTube, or whatever the case is, right? So it's very contextual to that person's specific job or their specific company. And then I would say like, hey, just curious, I saw that you were posting some content at LinkedIn, and I wanted to know if you were interested in looking to grow your personal brand. And so it's a question, but it's a very contextual question, because I'm not just saying, do you want to grow your personal brand? Because that feels very salesy. Instead, I'm saying, hey, I saw that you help these kind of people, and I saw that you also posted on LinkedIn. Curious to know if you're looking to continue to grow your personal brand to get more clients. And they're going to be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking to do. And then we would have a conversation to see if I should book a call with them, right? It's that simple to get responses. And these are things that we're actively doing every day because I know 100% it works. So I could be like, hey John, great connecting with you here. I saw that you were a sales director over at ABC Marketing. Pretty cool, man. Just curious, are you here for the good sales content, or were you looking to potentially start your own business down the line? And typically people will either say, oh no, I'm just here for the sales content. And, like I'm just a sales rep and I like your content and that's it, right? And then I can counter and say, oh, okay, cool. And just curious, like, down the line, do you think you'll continue down the sales path, or do you think that you'll eventually start your own thing? Because I'm trying to get, the pass, right? Are they going to start their own business or not, right? If they are, I can help them. So if they say like, oh yeah, one day I'm looking to do that, but I'm just not really sure how to go about it, then I would continue the conversation and be like, hey man, well, if you're open to it, I actually help people, go from their 9 to 5 into their own job or, their own company. If you're curious to know more, how about booking a time on my calendar? And I'll send them a link, and that's how I book the calls. Now, alternatively, if somebody said, oh, like I'm actually looking to start my own business and get more leads, but I'm just not sure what to do, but I love your content. And that's really easy to spark a conversation, right? Because they already have a problem. They're looking for more leads. I happen to help people create content and build their personal brands and convert those viewers into dollars, right? So it's a perfect fit. And I would just continue the conversation, come back and forth, maybe about, I would usually send around 3 to 5 messages. They're all really short, maybe like, 3 sentences max, usually 1 to 2 sentences. And then from there, I'll send my calendar link, and then boom, the call is booked. And that's as simple as that's really all it is, right? And so for this like LinkedIn selling methodology, there's really no need for automations. And I've also tried automations doing this. The problem with automations is that you can't actually go that fast because it limits you. But it'll be like, oh, you can only connect with one person every 20 minutes or something like that. And I'm trying to connect with 40 within 1 hour, right? Because I don't want to spend all day doing it. So we just find that doing it manually works better for us. Manually connecting, manually writing each message, not using a sales script or, any script really, whether it's DMs. It's really just a framework of how we approach it. And once you get used to it, you can do it really fast. So every day, if you spend an hour on this, yeah, you can definitely make it work, right? And then also the content side as well. So the key to, for this new way of selling is basically you consistently make content every day. You build somewhat of a niche following and become an authority in your field. And then over time, after months, people will see you as an authority. You just become an authority by talking about the thing you enjoy. And then from there, they will come to you, and you have to, take that extra step in order to reach out to them, but that's essentially the key. It's that simple. No need for automations. You can do the whole thing. I mean, right now, to be honest, we're tracking everything on a Google Sheet, and it's working really well, because there's really no need for this to make it complex. And a lot of people, they can do, 6 figures in, revenue per year, literally on an Excel sheet without any automations. It's really not that necessary. And especially for most people, you're probably not selling something that complex anyway. So just don't get lost in the sauce. I know like a lot of people will teach like you got to have like 10 different tools and AI and all this stuff. But do you really? Like you actually don't. And it would be a shame for people to get lost in the sauce and like get caught in all these automations, but they forget the main important thing, which is just sell to people. So I definitely have done multiple 6 figures in consulting, just like doing it this way, and it works absolutely fine. So I'm pretty sure it'll work for you. Now, I want to talk about some common pitfalls when using this strategy, and it's pretty much where most people get it wrong, because the strategy does work. I use it every day. The problem is you have to make it work for yourself. So the first mistake people make is that they don't post content every day. They'll do it for, a week or two, and then they'll just stop because they're not getting traction, and then they'll never make it. So everybody starts from zero. It is what it is, right? I started my YouTube channel from zero as well. I started LinkedIn from zero as well. So, we all start from the same place. So post every day, that's the first thing. The second thing is you gotta DM people every day too. So you wanna at least DM 40 people every single day. So those numbers stack up, right? 40 times 30 is 1,200. So if you're reaching out to 1,000 people a month, I'm pretty sure one person's going to buy something to make it worthwhile. Okay. So, if you're not doing the numbers, there's really not much to say. Even if you are DMing people, the third mistake people make is not following up, because not everyone's going to respond on the first go. And yeah, it's a little bit of a pain to, go back and reach out to all the people that didn't respond. It is what it is. But yeah, you definitely need to respond, because like you will find that your response rates overall will significantly increase when you just go after people that you reached out to before. It's just like people are busy, so don't expect them to always have the right timing to, respond to your message, right? So definitely follow up. And the last piece of advice is, people make the mistake of not improving their content with every post. Every post you make, you got to try something new, something different, try to increase the quality, just anything to improve your content. Because incrementally, if you get better, every day, every week, your content's going to significantly get better. Where you will make the mistake is if you keep posting content and you make 30 posts and you just schedule them all out in 30 days without getting better. That's the worst mistake. So in the beginning, I wouldn't even recommend batching because you need to improve with every single post. So just do it every day. So if you spent 1 hour a day prospecting and 1 hour a day making one piece of content, okay, one piece of content, then you'll get somewhere. Of course, like, people can fail, but it's like very unlikely you will fail if you try to get better at these two things and you continuously improve. I've done it myself. I've helped other people do it, so I don't see why you can't either. Now, if you do want to, learn how to do all these things, you definitely want to make sure to check out Founder X, which is our program where we help people basically take their personal brands to the next level and monetize their personal brands in their niche following, right? So links in the description if you want to learn more. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, I'll probably DM you if you're a good fit as well. We can talk in the DMs, send me a connection request and we'll talk then. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.